guys, welcome back to my booktube channel. My name is Mystique and I'm going to try and share my May TBR. Disclaimer, whether this happens or not is up for debate, but we're going to try. So I'm currently serving a book ban. The caveat is, like, obviously I have KU on auto subscription, so that is going to keep going, but the goal is to try to work through my physical TBR. With that being said, I did purchase 2 books last month when I was in Charlotte, but they were on sale, clearance, Books A Million. So does it really count because I didn't pay full price? I would say no. It was less than $10 for 2 books, so we're gonna go with that. I want to go ahead and kick off my video here by explaining most of the books that I'm going to talk about are books that are currently in my current stash in a little bin by my door. My home library is in a storage unit in Charlotte, so this is what I handpicked to bring up here. And like, I was supposed to read this last year. I was supposed to read these books before I came back and went to Charlotte to do a swap. Didn't read any of them. We're being serious now. We have to read it. There are a few releases coming out this month that I'm really excited about, and those are going to be on KU. So I guess I can talk about those first. So I believe on May 8th, Primal by Jenica Snow comes out, and I read the teas about that, and I am super excited about this book. It is the retelling of Goldilocks and Three Bears, and it's the basic monster smut romance, and it's giving. Go look at the Instagram if you want. I'm not gonna get in trouble on this platform talking about that, but it is very spicy. Later in the month, I believe May 23rd, and I will correct it if this is wrong, Kimberly Lemming has her 3rd book in that series, like the direct line of the series, and it's called "It's the Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Human." I did not get the art copy for that one, so I have to wait like everybody else, and I read that on KU, and I was hoping to get my hands on like the original cover art. I don't know how I'm gonna finagle that. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm trying to figure out how to get my hands on the original art because I like it to match my set, and that's gonna drive me nuts if I can't do that. I'm excited about those are my KU reads, I believe. Everything else is a physical book that I have in my possession that needs to get read before I can move on to next month, getting anything else or whatever. The ban, I have not established how long this is gonna be. We're gonna start small and go with the whole month, and that's kind of like a fake goal because I literally don't have any money. I don't leave my room really unless I have to. I don't really shop for books up here, but I will be going back to Charlotte in a month, so you know, we'll see how that goes. So we're gonna kick off with the book that I picked up, Books A Million, and it's called Heat. This is by Opal Carew. I think it's Opal Carew. I've never heard of this book. This is just me browsing and looking what caught my eye and caught my fancy. And essentially, this is a firefighter romance. Steamy. And I could give a little spiel about this, but basically, Ricky's first love dies in a line of duty. Not sure what type of line of duty it is, but he's gone. So she relocates to a new town to get a new start and kind of pursue something else. Her passion is photography, and so her goal is to create this sexy firefighter calendar, right? While out with her girl on the town, she meets Simon and Carter, and the interest is there. The sparks are starting to ignite, and she's starting to get these feelings, right? It's similar to what she felt before with her first love, but she's like, you know what? I gotta focus on my work. I gotta focus on me. Do me. And so when she decides to roll up to the fire department to do this calendar shoot, guess who's there? Simon and Carter. So the steam is steaming. The spice is spicy. And essentially she has to figure out if this is what she wants or if this is what she wants. We already know the answer, but we're gonna read this. Next up, Radiance. This was actually on my Amazon wish list. My friend Adrian got it for me, and it has been sitting on my shelf, unfortunately, embarrassingly. I'm so sorry. I honestly don't really know what this is about, but the cover got me, and I was like, ooh. So it's Radiance, a novel by Grace Draven. Okay, I just did a little brief synopsis on the back, and oh lord, the font is tiny. Oh boy, this is gonna take me forever. We got 2 very down individuals who are kind of just set in their role in life is like, you know what, my whole role in life and existence is an arranged marriage for an alliance to strengthen the kingdom. And of course, so we have an arranged marriage, which will then lead to forced proximity, which means I don't know if it'll be enemies to lovers in the sense we're used to when there's violence, but there might be some disagreements in a while, but we'll see. Next up, I have Untamed. This was strictly an impulse pickup at a second-hand bookstore, Second and Charles in Charlotte. What got me was when I picked it up, I looked at the back. Now, I'm not really keen on the whole this, you know. This is kind of like weird. I'm not really a big fan of like when there's guys on the cover. I like art, but this is me. Shifter. Got me, I was like, okay, this, whatever, Shifter. Half human, half lynx. Delilah Chase makes her living as a professional thief. When half-human, half-hawk hunter Avery catches her trying to steal his priceless ruby, he makes her a proposition. Spend a week in his bed or take a trip to jail. What follows is 7 days of unrelenting primitive passion neither can live without. Jail or bedtime? Jail or bedtime? I guess there's 2 stories in here. Desire with no limits. As the owner of Tail, the most notorious techno brothel, okay, in New Chicago, mink shifter Lorelei Chase specializes in fulfilling all her clients' kinky fantasies. We'd love to see it. She has just one rule: never sample the goods that her customers or workers offer. But every day, a Jaguar shifter, Nolan Angelo, tempts her to break that rule until she ultimately gives into a burning lust that knows no control. This is going to be a problem. I'm never going to leave my room. Oh boy. And which is funny, this book, warning, this is a really hot book. Sexually explicit. Interesting. Finally, this book has been hyped up all across every platform. Bookstagram, BookTube, BookTok, book communities, libraries, bookstores, everywhere. And I am very late. I know that. You can't have a billionaire romance collection without having The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. Now, I've heard so many great things about this. I've heard a lot of interesting things about it, interesting takes. Honestly, and I think the funny thing is, and I'll get into this more, like, when people talk about billionaire romances, we already being delusional. So you guys having this myth about like certain like quirky personalities of the guy or the girl who is the billionaire, and like a billionaire is a different type of person. Like, that's not just a regular Joe Schmo that you meet at the coffee shop, you know. It can be, you know, if he plays a little profile, but you said a billion, not 100-aire, not 1,000-aire, not even a million. This is a billionaire. This is a different type of person. This is a different type of human. The attitudes I can totally understand, or the out of touchness, right? Because most of the time these billionaires don't just come from money. Some of them do, a lot of them do, but some of them have to pull themselves by the bootstrap. I am in love with the design. One, the good thing I hear about it is filming character. And again, I could be mixing this up because there's obviously 3 books out right now. I'm excited to read this. Again, I don't really know the synopsis of this. It's just everyone was talking about it, so I feel like I had to pick it up and I had to get it. And this is a little thicker than I anticipated, but I'm still not going to bitch out and I'm going to read it. So this was pretty hefty, I think. This is pretty daunting for me. 6 books, right? So I have 4 physical and then 2 KU. So the way that I'm planning to do this, right? So Primal by Janica Snow doesn't come out till May 8th. Theoretically, if I do this right, I should be able to read one of these, one of the smaller books, one of these by the time Primal comes out. And then that will knock down my TBR, my month TBR, to only 5 books. And then Primal will come out. I'm gonna read that quick. I'm gonna gobble that up. And in probably like 2 days, honestly. And then that gives me time to go into the other books. Because then by the 23rd, that's going to get gobbled up too. Because that's going to be Kimberly Lemming's book. And that does not take me long. Because it's a shorter book. I read those really fast. So then I'm expecting one of these smaller books to be in there. So somewhere in between these 3 of these, you know, whatever, you got to get read. Is this ambitious? Maybe. This past month I read like 9-10 books. So it just depends. But I was driving a lot of it. So I read literally 2 books in like a 2-day span of driving, which was 16 hours. Because I had nothing else to do. Theoretically, you know, we have a general plan. Whether we stick to it or not is up for debate. Thank you for tuning in to today's video. If you like this video, please subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know if you've read any of these books. I know it's kind of a weird selection. Be sure to follow me on my socials. TBRs are fun. I don't make it in a sense to stress myself out. Like I have to read it, but like give myself a goal, like something to target. Because I do have an end of year goal of 100 books. And this will just help me get back on pace. I always enjoy it. I read for fun. I don't have like this end game, end all be all feeling about it. I enjoy reading and I hope you do too. I hope this video was somewhat entertaining, and I hope to get back on, you know, in swing with book talk to kind of have something to contribute to these conversations about billionaire romances, because I'm very out of the loop because I haven't read any in a while. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Till next time.